Willie D. Live.
So, did that make you jaded toward basketball overall?
Yeah, it did.
Can you watch college basketball today?
I'm literally just now getting into it. And honestly, only because of LSU winning last year. I was like, oh, this is dope. Like the underdogs, black, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, no. I just didn't watch it anymore. I was over it.
See, this is why I'm all for NIL deals.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that the athletes are getting that money.
Yep.
Get that money, man.
Yeah.
Because these people don't care nothing
They
about
don't.
you. Yeah, they going to sing your praises when they're trying to recruit you. They want you to come over. They probably told you, man, you're going to get all the minutes. You're gonna be out, we're going to build a team around you and everything.
And it's such a lot. And, you know, with my dad being Kenny Anderson, I had I had Georgia Tech interested as well. Yeah. But for me, when I sat with PV, I felt like they weren't trying to mold me to be Kenny Anderson. But then when I get there, it's like, oh, you're not as strong with your left like he was. And I'm like, well, you knew that. Like, you know, let's mold this, though. Let's work on this as a freshman. That's all it takes, you know. But no, they cut me. I think it was my junior year, end of my sophomore year, beginning of my junior year, they cut me.
So this whole thing about nepotism is only like, it can only take you so far. You know, at some point, it's going to have to be on you. And I do think, you know, I was very talented in basketball, and I'm going to say that myself. And I think anybody I came from California, I was putting up points over there, you know, so anybody who has watched me in basketball knows I was talented, but I think when you're not with a good program, they can make all the difference.
Yes, it's going to make the difference. So you just have to, you know, and I have nothing against PV. But I was in love with the game of basketball, and after that situation, I don't even think twice about it anymore.
Yeah. Now, I know how you feel about having some disdain for the old school because, you know, for a long time, I had a major beef with my middle school. I hated them. They treated me so bad. I hated them. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with them. And then they invited me to come speak.
Right.
And, you know, at first I was like, man.
Yeah, of course.
Same thing with high school, you know.
Yeah.
My beef was internal, though. I got kicked out for fighting each time. Allegedly. I was kicked out
Allegedly,
I was kicked out for fighting. But, yeah, I can understand having that issue with the school, you know. Like,
for sure.
So do you go back now?
No, but I think now I'm just moving around a lot. You know, like homecoming just passed, but I wasn't here.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about homecoming. Well, you probably literally dodged the bullet this time.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Happened,
right? I read about that.
Yeah.
At the trail ride, Rest in peace to those people.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You just mentioned your dad, Kenny Anderson. Let's talk about Kenny.
Okay.
All-star point guard, you know. So how much pressure was it for you to live up to that standard, you know, knowing that you had a dad that played in the NBA and everybody else knowing it? Like,
right.
And they're looking at you for those same attributes.
Yeah, you know, in anything that I've ever done, my mom has always told me, just be you. And, you know, be as authentic as you can be and the best that you can be. So I think because I didn't have him really on the sidelines or anything like that, to me, it was just, I'm going off of her words. So I'm like, okay, I need to be stronger in my left, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I watched his tapes. It wasn't given that.
You didn't watch your dad tapes?
No.
Now, was you mad at him?
I think, because I'm going to be honest with you, I said I would never speak on him again in an interview, but I think at 27 now, I'm not mad at him. And growing up, you know, when you're younger, you kind of feel like, oh, you weren't there for me, you know? So because everybody like, you look just like your daddy, and then you play ball, you know, similar to him, you know, I wanted to distance myself from anything that had to do with him. I'm going to be completely honest. So, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. When I was out on the court, I was Jazz Anderson. It had nothing to do with Kenny.
Having that type of a strained relationship with your dad, how did that affect you overall in your life choices?
You know, I can't really I can't really put a finger on it, but I think now that I've gotten into this great thing called therapy that I used to think was taboo for a lot of Black people, but I actually, did it. It's my first year doing it. And I think what my therapist somewhat allowed me to see is that I suppressed a lot of emotions that I dealt with from him. So now that I'm older, instead of suppressing it, I'm realizing it. I'm saying, okay, I'm not mad at you anymore. I forgive you, but I can't forgive you for missing those important parts of my life. And it's crazy. I just had this conversation. He didn't call me when I got injured. So like when I just told you that story, he probably knows that he doesn't know that story in depth. Like to him, he knew. My mom told him, I'm lying. My mom told him, hey, your daughter got injured, basketball. She got cut, boom, boom, boom. He called me for like 5 minutes. I was like, keep your head up. But it was kind of weird because to me as a stranger telling me to keep my head up, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like he missed all the previous years where you could have told me, hey, tend to your ankle more. Make sure when you're not at practice, you're still practicing. Eat right. You know what I'm saying? Because you were a star athlete. But I don't fault him anymore. Like, I'm not mad at him. I'm not hurt at all.
How did you do that, though? Because I know a lot of people take that to their grave.
I think it was so much weight on me that the moment I finally gave him another chance and he failed again, I said, okay, I have to let you go. Kind of like how you do a breakup. Like after a while, I'm a Cancer, so I'll give you 100, not even 100 tries, like 100,000 tries. And on that 100,001, that you failed, that'll be my one time that I'm like, okay, you'll never get the same me again. So, it was one of those things where I wasn't hurt. I kind of tested him just to see if he would fail again. And he failed again. And I was like, okay, I got my answer. So now I can actually move on and live my life because I am really happy.